Box office top 10. At 85, Love Without Walls.
Which I think is powerful. I think Jane Gold is a very fine director. We've had a lot of a lot of people got in touch to say that in Irish, it's Niall. In Scottish, it's Neil. So I believe it would have been Niall, in which case, so my apologies for getting that wrong last week.
Number 20 is Evil Dead Rise.
Which is fun and it's gory and that's okay. It's not scary, but it's definitely better than the much more straight-faced Fede Alvarez reboot.
Number 11 is Medusa Deluxe. Paul says, Dear Fontage and Coiffure, just got back from a screening of Medusa Deluxe and the words to describe how I'm feeling are perplexed, confused and joyous.
Good.
It is a beautiful film that uses the continuous shot style really effectively, creating tension and sense of continual movement, like watching a large dominoes display and you're not sure if it's going to stop before the end. It has really impressive detail of the hair showcasing it as an art form. The deconstructed murder mystery style did bamboozle, perplex and confuse me at times, but the final scene during the credits somehow brought it all together with great joy. I'm still not fully sure what every part of the film was about, but there was something very satisfying about it. It may not be for those who want a clear narrative, but it was certainly a fun and vibrant cinematic experience that oozes the passion that Thomas Hardiman has for storytelling and film.
I see. I think that's absolutely spot on. I think it oozes enthusiasm for cinema, and you don't need to understand all of it because it's not meant to be sort of tied up neatly. As I said, one of his great idols is Ken Russell.
Number 10 is War Pony, not a Tom Robinson song, but it could be in the future.
And I think was that War Baby?
Yes, just change it slightly.
You were a war pony. Doesn't quite work, does it? So it's an intriguing drama, co-directed by Riley Keough, set in South Dakota Reservation. Non-professional cast used to great effect. Won the Camera d'Or, which is the first feature award at Cannes, and not bad at all.
Number 9 is it right to say more?
Well, I would say more. So this wasn't
Maurh.
Maurh, yes. So it's Punjabi language film, not press screened. So if anyone's seen it, let us know.
Correspondence at KermodeandMayo.com. Number 8 here. Number 23 in the States is Chevalier.
I have to say that's gone in lower than I thought it was going to. I mean, you and I had a discussion about whether or not Chevalier would be a hit. And how many screens was it playing on? Anyway, I thought it would go in higher than that, but it's an interesting film. I think it's a solidly 3-star movie with a very, very good central performance by Kelvin Harrison, who, if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch the video of Simon interviewing Kelvin Harrison Jr. in which he...
And Lucy Boynton.
Yeah, and Lucy Boynton. No, but the reason I was saying Kelvin Harrison is because he wears your glasses all the way through.
Yeah, and
whereas she just looks fantastic without wearing your glasses.
Yes. It's never happened before, but anyway, it was quite fun. 7 here, 7 in the States, Super Mario Brothers movie.
Just unbelievably successful, still hanging on in there. And the fact that it's in there above Chevalier even now. In how many weeks has it been? I mean, it's 10th week. It's just bonkers. But I mean, yeah, so looking at the number of locations, Chevalier is playing in 40 screens. No, it's not. Chevalier is playing in 283 screens. Super Mario is still in 488 in its 10th week. It's astonishing.
Boogeyman is at number 6.
Which I think is an interesting, well-done, generic film. I like the director very much. I would like him to do something less generic, like The Host.
Fast X or Fast 10 is at number 5 here, number 6 in America.
Family.
And number 4 here, 4 in the States, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Still doing very well, particularly considering some of the subject matter is very dark.
Little Mermaid is at number 3 here and number 3 in the States. Here's an email from Mark Haynes. Dear Comeuppance and Good Riddance. Satire, he says. LTL and FD moved to email you about this film because of the impact it had both on me and on my 2 daughters. Mark says, it is not the fact that both young girls sat gripped for over 2 hours, nor the impressive, catchy Lin-Manuel Miranda show tunes that are on constant repeat in our house that caused me to email for the first time. It is the casting.
Okay.
I am the white father of black daughters who rarely get to see leads in children's films, let alone Disney princesses that are black. To also have a black queen in the film was the icing on the cake. It may sound ridiculous, when talking about a mermaid princess to say, if you can't see it, you can't be it. But now when my girls play with their friends, they too can be Ariel, and they can also think of themselves in powerful roles and worthy of, in quotes, happy ever after. The normalization of ethnicity blind casting is to be celebrated. I sat next to my girls, holding hands in the cinema, feeling better about the world, and was inflicted with a mild case of PALS. This is parent-affected lachrymosity syndrome. Either that or dust in my eye, of course. I understand that Mark didn't see the need for a new version of The Little Mermaid, but did praise the mixed casting in his review. However, I wanted to give an alternative perspective and to underline how important films like this are. Loving the show, Steve. Hello to Jason. And thanks to you and the great redactor for many hours of emotional support entertainment you give me over the years. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for the email. You may well remember that when the trailer for Little Mermaid first dropped, there was this kind of viral video of young kids watching the trailer and seeing for the first time, Ariel's black. And the joy on their faces immediately followed by the, call it what it is, by the racist backlash of lunatics who went, well, she can't be, but it's not right, it's not, she can't because he's Danish and she's what, And it was, in itself, that is vindication and reason for the film to exist, that it caused that joyous reaction in those kids watching the trailers and that it caused that outrage from those Trump-supporting, wingnuts whose leader is currently been indicted on 34 and 37 charges, most recently felony counts, but they still think should be president. 80% of Republicans apparently still think that Trump should be president, even if he's convicted. Why? Because they're mad.
If you want to see a disappointing mermaid, go to Copenhagen and look at the statue of the Little Mermaid, and it's not really worth going to see. Rob, number two is number two here. Number one in the States, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Rob says, LTL, SDE, an avid Transformers fan and collector. When Michael Bay ravaged the beloved Transformers IP between 2007 and 2017, much time was spent trying to find the good among the bad, as they were the only live-action movies that we Transformers fans had to watch. When Travis Knight's Bumblebee was released in 2018 and it showed the world what a good Transformers movie can
Everyone
be,
cheered.
Full of heart, fun and a dash of action, and characters that aren't just cannon fodder making guttural nonsense noises or obscured by motion blur and handheld camera shakes, I thought Bumblebee was excellent and was what the Transformers franchise sorely needed, and I spent the next 5 years eagerly anticipating its sequel. I agree with Mark in that Bumblebee is the better film, but Rise of the Beast didn't exactly have much else to live up to, given how low the bar had been set by Michael Bay movies. As a fan of the franchise, it didn't blow me away as much as I would have liked it to, but I do feel satisfied with the movie, and I'm now looking forward to the next installment.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, once Michael Bay stopped directing the films, they got infinitely better, and this is not as good as Bumblebee, but it is better than any of the Michael Bay abominations. Number one in the UK, number two in the States is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Deservedly so.
Elliot, age 27. Mark and Simon, first of all, please find attached a framed signed poster, courtesy of your good selves, soon to grace my walls of Robert Eggers and heavy metal worship. A few of these left in the store, apparently. There you go. And there's a photograph of the poster, which we signed.
Wow.
Available at the merch store. I just came back from seeing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I wasn't a fan of the first one, so I did go in with some trepidation, and unfortunately, everything I disliked about the first movie came back with fruition for this one. Firstly, the animation. Sure, it's quite the technical achievement, but it's horrible to look at. The glitchiness, frame rate, and color blasting just doesn't work. The narrative is as shallow as my local swimming baths, and the characters, particularly Gwen, have about as much charisma as a Tory politician. Can I just say, just in parentheses, down with charismatic politicians in general?
Yes, exactly.
Charisma isn't.
Exactly.
Give me lack of charisma politician.
Yeah. And again, to refer to the previous conversation, would you like Joe Biden, a boring old man who has got a massive amount of great things done, or would you like Trump, a charismatic crypto-fascist lunatic supported by bonkers, allegedly Christian right-wingers?
It wasn't a conversation, though. It was a monologue. Just saying.
What was a monologue?
The Trumpian stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Truthfully, though, Elliot continues, my biggest issue with these movies is the message it sends. The phrase that was bandied about with the first movie was, anyone can be Spider-Man, which, whether taken literally or not, is simply false. You can't be whatever you want to be in life, and you are not entitled to anything. The world owes you nothing. I believe messages like this are incredibly harmful to humanity. It sets out unrealistic aspirations that 99% of people to walk this mortal coil will simply never achieve. For the record, I don't like having this view. I sat in the cinema with two friends, absolutely chewing up the scenery. I found it to be my least favourite cinema experience of the year. Is what it is. Can't like them all. Down with shaky animation. Best wishes, Elliot.
Okay. Well, I mean, firstly, thank you for having the good grace to say this is what I think. I can't change what I think. I'm not delighted or pleased about it, because that's actually the kind of the essence of difference of opinion, isn't it? It's like, I'm sorry, this is, I like the Rubettes. A lot of people don't. There are many reasons for not liking them. None of them are going to affect me. I really did enjoy Across the Spider-Verse, but that thing about, I'm not sure that I took away the same message that you did about, the world owes you a living and you are entitled. I mean,
I haven't seen it, but that, you can be whatever you want to be. You can achieve anything is palpable nonsense. And
yes, it is palpable nonsense, but it is palpable nonsense that occurs in a number of stories.
Of course. No, absolutely. And Elliot is obviously saying this is just one of the movies that I don't like because of that reason.
Yes, but that's partly like the Nick Hornby question about whether or not pop music is bad for you, because pop songs about love are bad for you because they give you unrealistic expectations of love. And you go, yeah, but I still like the Rubettes.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's Take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.